What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the New York Jets franchise here on Madden 18. As you can see, the Jets are in the hunt. We do not control our own destiny right now. Buffalo Bills leading the division. We're actually in third place, so this is a game that could really help us out here at home, taking on the Bills and their star rookie quarterback. However, they would take the early lead 3-0 and threatening here on a 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. That would be a touchdown. However, that one is going to come back on a holding call. Not what the Jets, what the Bills wanted to see here. But it's going to give the Jets another opportunity to make a stop. They do that. They give up another field goal. It is 6-0. Now, Robert Wilson. The fans wanted to see him start. He is starting, and Robert Wilson going to run for the first down there. Now, on a 1st and 10 from the 17, it is Tariq Cohen taking it all the way up to the 1-yard line. Later on, a 3rd and goal from the 2 here. Last opportunity, and a throw and a beautiful diving catch by Mark Andrews for the touchdown. Giving the Jets the 7-6 lead. However, later on, it would be a Buffalo 16-7 lead. They'd have to go for it on 4th down. They do not get it. And then there is Barnett. He is going to get the touchdown pass to Deon Cain. That's going to extend that Bills lead to 25-7. Robert Wilson gets Garrett Windsor on a bomb over the top of Tre'Davious White for a touchdown. And now, 2nd and 5 with 32 seconds. It is Robbie Anderson getting thrown into the end zone, making it 25-22 as the 2-point conversion is good. However, just not enough time after that. The Jets just dug too much of a hole for themselves. Now, Robert Wilson was outplayed by Bennett. Tariq Cohen, though, and Derrick Henry had a nice little running back battle. Of course, Myles Gaskin still injured in this game. But he will be back for the next game. That is some bit of good news. Sack totals, there's Hughes, there's Leonard Williams getting some sacks. Preston Brown had 2 picks today. So now, actually, with a Texans loss, the Jets find themselves in the wild card spot at the moment and taking on the 5-seeded currently New England Patriots again here at home in another home divisional game. Another important game. They're already down 10-0, but Myles Gaskin able to get himself into the end zone. It's a huge help having him back. James White just splits the center of the field like Moses. 16-10 as the Pats miss the extra point. Myles Gaskin able to get a lead for the New York Jets here. 17-16. But the Patriots are not done. Here is Wolf. He's going to throw the screen to White, and White has been a huge part of the Patriot offense here today. That's his 5th receiving touchdown of the season, and we've got a tie game at 24 here in the 4th quarter. James White, another fantastic run. That's going to get him to the 2-yard line. Now Wolf going to throw. He's got Tyler Higbee wide open for the Patriot lead. That's going to make it 31-24. Jets possession. Just over 3 minutes to play in the ball game. And it's going to be Wilson looking downfield and finding Robbie Anderson at the Patriot 34. Very next play, it's Wilson up top. Robbie Anderson again beats 2 Pat defenders for the 34-yard touchdown. And we've got a tie game. Now Wolf going to throw to Higbee, and Higbee wide open down the right side after a misplay by the corner. Now we're looking at a minute 38 to go, a 3rd and 13. They'll run the ball. Now they're going to kick a field goal, and that is a horrible field goal kick. So the Pats miss a field goal. Jets would run for a first down. Now they got 25 seconds to go on a 2nd and 10. And Andrews going to catch it, but it's going to be a face mask. The Patriots make a fatal mistake here. That'll be a 15-yard call. And that is going to get the Jets up to the 22. Now later on at the 28, and it is pressure cooking. It is a field goal, and it is good with time expiring. The coach, Griffin Murphy, not happy about that one, but it is 34-31. New York Jets pull this one out of the hat. Robert Wilson, actually the worst quarterback of the three that played today. Conrad Wolf and Mason Rudolph both played pretty well for the time that they had to play for New England. Robert Wilson did have 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. It was really just his completion percentage was really bad today. But Myles Gaskin coming back with 163 yards and 2 scores. That is the key to victory for the Jets today. Robbie Anderson, 105 yards and a touchdown. Very nice statistics for him. Another sack for Lenny Williams. And we move to the next game, which is a road game against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals are no slouch. They would come into this game at 9-6, I believe, or something like that. Somewhere around there. So they're a decent team, but there's the Jets with a touchdown from Gaskin. That'll make it 7-3. And then downfield, look at Robbie Anderson. Able to break away from Pat Pete for the touchdown. And that is going to give the Jets a 14-3 lead. Later on here from the 2 on a 3rd and goal, it's going to be Wilson looking, not finding what he wants. He's going to take it in himself for a touchdown. That'll make it 21-3. The Jets, to be honest, are not looking back in this game as Myles Gaskin bobbing and weaving for another touchdown. 28-3 now. And there's just no chance for the Arizona Cardinals here today. They would lose this game by a score of 31-3. The Jet defense clamping down after giving up the first points of the game. And Robert Wilson just had an incredible game. A touchdown, no interceptions, 243 yards, completed 72% of his passes. Also ran for a touchdown. Myles Gaskin, 135 yards and 2 scores, so he's been over 130 with 2 scores in both games that he has been back so far. So he has made a huge impact in these last 2 wins, and we'll look to see him do that again. Leonard Williams, 2 sacks this time. Kedrick Hughes with 2.5. So the sack guys up front really getting it done. Rodriguez Collins, 2 picks. So now into the final game of the year, and the Jets control their own destiny. Win, and they are in here against the Oakland Raiders, who are also looking for one of these wild card spots if they can get an upset win here today. And Raiders are home. Everybody wearing their AFL unis. And nice block by Phillips heading Gaskin into the end zone. It's a 13-3 lead for the Jets late in the game, as not much action offensively in this one. But Robbie Anderson going to get the game-sealing touchdown. They would go for 2. That would make your final score 21-7 Jets. Not a highly powered offensive game, but you know what? The Jets pulled it out. Robert Wilson was way better than Derek Carr today, as Carr 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Myles Gaskin again over 130, but only 1 touchdown in this one. Still a fantastic game for him. Myles Gaskin was also the leading receiver on the day, which tells you something about how the offenses were kicking not very well. 1.5 sacks for Lenny Williams, so still continuing his train of domination on that front line. Smithson to get a sack. That's fun to see as well. Jamal Adams with a 1/2 sack and a pick, so he had a huge game. Azim Victor also had a pick in this one. That sets us up for a wild card battle in Buffalo against the Bills. You guys will see that in the next video, but let's take a look at some of the end-of-season numbers, as the Steelers will make the playoffs 11-5. Jaguars go 14-2 after starting this video at 12-0. The Bills, the Jets, and the Pats all making the playoffs at 10-6. That's pretty amazing. Chargers at 10-6 will win the West. Into the NFC, the Packers win the North at 10-6. The Falcons win the South at 10-6. Panthers make the playoffs at 9-7. Cowboys at 10-6 win the East. And then the Rams 10-6 wild card, and the 11-5 Seahawks will win that division. Robert Wilson, not too bad of a year for him. 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. You know, he didn't play all the season, so Not too bad for him. He also ran for 1 touchdown on the season. You guys just saw it. Myles Gaskin, 1,700 yards and 16 touchdowns. Did have 3 fumbles, though. But Tariq Cohen, 259 and 3 touchdowns in the small amount of games he had to play in Myles Gaskin's injury. Instead, Robbie Anderson, so close to 1,000 with 14 touchdowns. Garrett Windsor, 827. Nice little spread for the top 3 receivers right there. As far as sacks go, Rankin, again, our worst lineman, giving up 10 sacks. But everybody else was pretty solid. Azim Victor, 132 tackles. We got 100 from Moy. 16 sacks for Kedrick Hughes. That's a fantastic season for him. The young man getting it done. And then to the interceptions, Kevin Tolliver with 6 and a bunch of guys right there with 3. A couple with 2 as well. So, not a bad season right there. Chandler Catanzaro made 32 field goals out of 34. Both of those misses were blocks. Locke Edwards, not too bad. At least he's over 40 and everything. Poyer had a kick return and punt return touchdown. League MVP is Aaron Rodgers. We had nobody on that list. Coach of the Year, Sandy Hines in 3rd place. Doug Marrone with his 14-2 Jaguars wins it. Offensive Player of the Year, you see there, it's for the Steelers. Le'Veon Bell. Defensive Player of the Year, Preston Brown. Azim Victor was right there in 3rd place. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bennett does win that. Defensive Rookie of the Year was a Brown. Best quarterback, I don't know how fucking Blake Bortles gets that. Best running back, Le'Veon Bell. Best receiver, Allen Hurns. Best O-lineman, Cam Robinson. They're just blowing the Jaguars at this point. Best D-lineman, Jaguars. Just a bunch of garbage. And we will be taking on the Bills and possibly more teams if we can actually win a wild card playoff game. Let me know what you think is going to happen in this game in the comments section below. And how far do you think we can go in the playoffs? Don't forget to drop a like. See ya.